friends, it's Denise, and I'm in my studio really ramping up and getting my things together, getting all my artwork together for another solo show I have coming up this next week. And it's a whole big gallery that I get to fill with all my artwork. So I've been scrambling to pull it all together. And I just wanted to take a few moments to check in and talk about a couple of things. I received a comment recently querying, why is it that YouTube artists, I'm thinking what it said was share all these little bits and pieces and don't share actually doing pieces of art. And sometimes I do that when that's what I'm working on. But my studio sessions, as you may already know, is all about what I'm doing in the studio that week. And I've had a couple of videos recently that were about getting ready for art fairs, art shows. This week, I'm actually my studio time, besides getting art ready, which you've seen before, was going to a thrift store, which was pretty exciting. My art buddy and studio mate, Susie Zoll, and I headed off to my favorite thrift store that I introduced her to yesterday. And we were there for hours and had so much fun and got a lot of different art supplies, which I'm going to share with you, the things that I was looking for and the things I came home with. But I just wanted to kind of reiterate, that's what my studio sessions are about. I'm not necessarily showing you how I'm doing a piece of art. Every once in a while I will, if that's what I'm working on during the week. And I, more often than not, share techniques that I'm doing and different little tips and tricks that I use in my studio practice that I think will be helpful. And I'm happy to share those. And I share those for free. I don't ask for memberships. I don't ask for anything. I just do it because it kind of soothes the teaching bug in me and lets me show you my art and show you what I do and give you some ideas and inspiration, hopefully. So that's what this YouTube artist does. I can't answer to everybody else and how they do it because, you got to do your thing. You got to do what makes you feel good. And this is what makes me feel good. And the only thing that I ask in return is when you think about it, give a thumbs up, subscribe, give me a comment. I know those are things that sometimes I forget to do when I'm looking at somebody else's video and I'm really excited about it and I just forget to do those things. So when you think about it, do that and know that you're supporting my art by doing that and you're keeping me wanting to come back, because all it takes is one person to say, hey, I loved that thing. Thank you so much. That makes me want to come back and do more. So with that being said, this week I'm going to take you on a short journey on my thrift store experience, exploration, adventure with my buddy Susie, and the things that I picked up during that. And yeah, it was really fun. So not only do I get to find things really affordable to work with, but I feel like I'm helping keep things out of landfills, and they're perfectly, by the time we were done, we kind of scratched our head and went, why do we shop anywhere else? Everything we needed was right here. It's a huge thrift store. So there you go, folks. That is what I got going on this week. I may, because this show that I'm doing runs for 2 weeks, and I will be in the gallery every day from 11 to 2. I don't know that next week or the week after I'll be posting a video because I'm really not sure what to expect when I'm in the gallery. I'll be doing a demo every day at 1 o'clock, and I have a whole schedule of different demos that I have planned. I'll put that in the description below too, just in case anybody is local in San Diego and they want to stop by the gallery and say hi. I'll put all that information down below because I love seeing people show up. Yeah, I love it when people show up. It's really sad when they don't. Anyway, have a really great weekend. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for showing up. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Okay, so here's what I got for you from this week's thrift shopping. When I go thrift shopping, I have a couple things in mind. Art supplies are always first and foremost. And I look for canvases, cradle boards, frames, things that I can reuse in my own art and recycle. So, so many things aren't ending up in landfill and I get to turn it into art. So in this particular thrift store, there's quite a selection of frames and surfaces to work with. So this is my first one I came across, and it was quite a find. It's a 30 by 40 canvas that's in a floater frame, and it was only $14.99. So I was pretty excited about that. Next up, I found several other frames. I found actually 5 other frames. The 2 smaller ones here, the 16 by 20s, I took the glass and everything out, and they're perfect for the posters that I'm going to have up in my Colors of Home solo show that's coming up next week. I was headed out to buy frames for these posters, and there they were in the thrift store for $5.99 each. So that was quite a find. Now, not all frames are successful. This was a really great 12 by 12 floater frame. I loved the frame, and I could take the canvas out and repaint it. Unfortunately, I broke the frame as I was taking it out, but I'm not too worried because I know I can go back and mend it and repair it and still have a good 12 by 12 floater frame. Okay, so another thing I love about this thrift store is they package like items, and they have a whole aisle that is full of all kinds of decor, stationery. I didn't find dressmaker patterns, so I messed up on that one. That was on my list, and I totally forgot about it. But I love that they pre-package things. And this was perfect timing to get a hold of some journals. For $3.99, I bought a bag of 4 really nice journals. And my thrifting buddy, Susie Zoll, my studio mate, was with me on this adventure. And she had just told me about Commonplace Journaling. It was a blog she read by Morgan Harper Nichols. And I'm going to add a link to the blog in my description below because I think it's a really good article. And it's really good on about commonplace journaling, writing everything in one journal. I have had several different journals on my online and written sitting on my desk, and I'm always scrambling to grab the right journal. This is all about keeping everything in a journal, just one journal. So I was pretty excited to find this bag of journals. Okay, now this is a whole bag full of stamps, lots of different kinds of stamps. I don't very often use stamps in my artwork, but I couldn't resist this. I think it was $3.99 for this whole bag of stamps. So I'm going to pull out a few that I want, and the rest of them are going to be passed on to my favorite little artists in the family, and I know that they're going to be thrilled with them. And Auntie Denise gets to be a hero as a bonus. Okay, this next is another idea that Susie Zoll gave me, and it is buying books to use as your color palette and then taking those pages and in turn using them as collage papers. And I thought this was brilliant. I just loved this idea. Of course, I have a hard time, messing up a really good book, but not really, because I tear books apart all the time for mixed media. And it's a really great idea to use the books as a journal, as a color palette, as a mixing palette, and having great pages to use in your artwork. Now, this book, The Giving Tree, is one of my all-time favorite books. It's in my top 10. And I have a copy of my own that I had given my son when he was a little guy. So when I saw this one in the thrift store yesterday, I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to use The Giving Tree as one of my paper palettes. Okay, now on to more fun stuff. I love a store who colorizes. I love it when they make it easy to shop. And this huge thrift store actually colorizes its jeans to chambray all the way up to the dark, dark indigo blues. And it makes it so easy to shop. They don't size, but they colorize. And they do that with everything. They do that with their clothing. They do it with the home goods. They do it with the tchotchkes. Everything is colorized, and it makes it really simple for a thrift shopper. And I was beyond happy that I was able to pick out a pair of men's jeans that are so fantastically wonderful. And I didn't try them on until I got home, and they fit perfect. And that, along with a couple white t-shirts, brand new t-shirts that were only $5.99. Yeah, jeans and a white t-shirt. What more classic look is there? And then next up was, again, my buddy Susie found this for me, knowing that the last 3 months I have been have delved into going vegan, and sometimes I have a hard time coming up with some ideas. She found this great cookbook for $1.99. And believe it or not, I have paged through it and found some really mouth-watering recipes that I cannot wait to try. So, yeah. It was a really good trip to the thrift store yesterday. And just truth be told, that painting I bought, the 30 by 40, is gonna be a placeholder for the piece that I just took off my own living room wall to enter into a show, and I had a blank wall. So until that piece returns, I couldn't believe how well this thrift store piece of art worked over my couch in my little living room.